Okay, so we've got a brand new issue Bungie has announced. So, first off, we're going to talk about the simplest before we read this entire article. But, yeah, Bungie has gotten rid of 220 people, I think is what they said they fired, or 240 or something like that. I don't remember. We'll have to look at the Twitter. But, yeah, so a whole bunch of people just got fired, well, laid off. And it's kind of just fucking dumb at this point. Because the reality, we knew this was going to happen. Oh, it actually says right here, it's a 220, so, that's what I get for not reading the article. 17% of the studio's workforce. I don't know what they're doing at this point. They're just wasting money. The higher-ups should be fired. They're a bunch of idiots. They've proven this countless times. We're still here with tons of issues. I don't know what Bungie's doing. But there are so many things they can do to this game to make it back on top and being a lot of people, but they refuse to do. We've seen evidence of this, so Bungie kind of just wants the game to die, I guess. I don't know. Bunch of numbnuts, if you ask me. I don't know if it's everyone on the top that's an idiot or just the specific ones that are in main control, but yeah. And this is just not surprising. I honestly expected this to happen again. There was no way this wasn't going to happen because according to them and the money they made and had, number-wise, they were broke as hell, basically. So, it sucks, it's bullshit, but it was going to happen again. Because Bungie just doesn't have money management skills worth a shit. So let's get into this article and see what bullshit they have to spend today. Alright, so we've got the new path for Bungie, which, by the way, there's not even information on what a new path is really in here, but we'll it's fine. Later info, later problems. This morning, I'm sharing with all of you, this is also by Pete Parsons, supposedly, which I'm going to tell you right now, if anyone here believes this actually from Pete, you're an idiot. There's a reason they have a team for the public. I forget what they're called, a social team or whatever they're called. And they wrote this for him. It's obvious they wrote this for him because there's no actual heartfelt moment in here even slightly. This is all by the book, written by someone that writes these for people to recite. So, bunch of bullshit in my opinion, but whatever, what's new? Bungie in a nutshell. Anyways, into it. This morning I'm sharing with all of you some of the most difficult changes we've ever had to make as a studio. I mean, you did it in the past, and you did it under the cover. We're going to start with that info right there. They say it's difficult, but they did it before, and they tried to hide they were doing it. They tried to hide they were firing people when it would have been pretty damn obvious when people don't show up. Good job, Bungie, there. And now this time they're going to act like, oh, well, we're going to come out and talk about it right away and act like, to make sure everyone's informed. But last time they didn't want to say shit. They wanted to keep it under the rug, and the only reason they did is because people hit social media, which, dumbasses, why do you think people wouldn't hit social media? That's why social media exists? It's for some bullshit? Yeah, there's a lot of chaos, but it's shit like this to be discovered. So now they're going to try to act like, oh, we're communicating to the community. We're letting everyone know. It's full of shit. I don't know. This is full of shit. Bungie in a nutshell, bro. I'm sorry, but this shit's dumb. But anyways, let's continue. Due to rising costs of development industry shifts, as well as enduring economic conditions. Alright, this statement is true. They're not wrong here. There's a problem. If you know what that problem is, you know what it is. We're not going to get political here, but come on, use your brain. There's some issues going on. Hopefully, these issues will eventually get resolved and things won't cost so damn much. And then it will be a lot cheaper to do things. But Bungie management is dog shit at managing money. We know that because we've seen proof of that all over the place. From Sony's perspective, when they went and investigated stuff, to employees talking about, to actual things they talk about doing, and it's obviously not the funds for it, they say they're going to do it, including that building, which even though they say, oh, that was different, no, it wasn't, it's still part of your money. Every bit of money you do is overall part of your money, dummies. Use your brain. That building was ridiculous. It was unneeded, and now you've got even less offices filled, because you can't even afford people to put in those offices. Fucking geniuses. Anyways, continuing here. Let's see. It has become clear that we need to make substantial changes to our cost structure. Oh, really? And focus development efforts entirely on Destiny and Marathon. Really? Development efforts entirely on Destiny and Marathon. Well, Marathon is going to be a failure. I'm going to tell you right now why. The type of game they're trying to turn it into is a game that has been popular for several years. And there's only 2 of them running that are that type, and one is being paid off, literally being paid off by some guy that's rich as hell that keeps it going because he likes the game. He literally pays them. The other one has a decent bit of followers, and they make enough money where they can keep it afloat, and they have other games that help keep it afloat as well. But it's got barely anyone playing, practically. So, okay, whatever you say, Bungie. Whatever you say. And Destiny's a shit show. We haven't felt like there's development effort put into Destiny in years, because it seems a shit show. Final Shape was nice, but not enough to keep everyone around, obviously. So yeah, good job, Bungie. Anyways, that means beginning today, 220 of our roles will be eliminated, representing roughly 17% of our studio's workforce. Now, for those who don't understand, that's a huge amount. Like, 220 people is not no laughing matter. That's a huge amount of people. I know they laid off a shit ton before, but I think this is more, right? Because it was like 100 some before? Or was it more than that? I can't remember what the last one was. I'm too dumb to remember shit like that, but yeah. These actions will affect every level of the company, including most of our executive and senior leader roles. Okay, some people were saying on Twitter this means that the higher-ups finally got fired. No. I am sorry to inform you that is not what this means. They say executive and senior leader, I stuttered there, leader roles. What that means is people that are in charge of each section. Not the people above them that are in charge overall, that are the ones making the final decisions and are dickheads. These are the ones that are in charge of teams and stuff, so like... Sorry about that. Anyways, my voice died for a second, felt great. Anyways, I was saying, these are team leaders, so what that means is people that are in charge of teams. So let's say you have a team that works on Crucible, right? You have a huge team that works on Crucible, then those are the executive leaders for the group, right? That's how you have to look at this. And then there's the leaders of each section. So we've got the ability team, we've got the weapon team, we've got the ammo economy team. At least that's according to Bungie how they separated it. So those teams have leaders. Those are the people that have been fired. Not specifically for Crucible. I don't know who it was, obviously, like, fully. We know there's a whole list of people. I don't know. A lot of people come to Twitter, but I don't know what everyone's part of. Like, not everybody's really talked about what part they did. Only a few have talked about what they did, so. Yeah, we lost some important people for narrative, but I don't know about the rest. Like, it's just narrative or other things. But we're losing people that are the head of each department, but by the looks of it, we're not actually losing the higher-ups. So, in other words, this issue is just going to happen again and again and again until Bungie claims bankruptcy, which truly might be their actual goal. I know that people say that sounds a bit far-fetched, but think about it. 2 layoffs within this much time? Pretty severe. And they don't have the money, so they're shortening again, and then they shorten again, so they might just go straight off to bankruptcy. That might be the goal here. At least that might be their end goal if they can't make it work, is where they're probably going to go with it. And that sucks, because who the fuck knows what that means for Destiny. Hopefully another group will take over or something, but we'll see. We'll see. Back into it. Today's a difficult and painful day, especially for our departing colleagues. The most basic bitch statement I've ever heard in my life for giving bad news. Obviously no heartfelt in there. All of which have made important and valuable contributions to Bungie. Our goal is to support them with the utmost care and respect. For everyone affected by this job reduction, we'll be offering a generous exit package, including severance, bonus, and health coverage. See, this was weird to me. Last time they talked about people that got fired or got laid off, talked about everything that was going on with this. This time, nobody's talked about this. Which some people are saying that's because they actually did get a generous one. That's why. At the same time, if they made them sign a contract, they can't say against it. So who knows if it's actually generous or not. I know it seems a bit paranoia or a bit, whatever, but that's the truth to it. Bungie's corrupt as hell. We see it all the time. They are not a good company anymore. They're a bunch of assholes. Yes, there's a lot of good people in it, but the overall, the top part that makes all decisions are corrupt as hell. They are fucking assholes that steal everyone's money. So that seems to be where this is going. Is they're basically just trying to steal everyone's money and they're tired of fucking dealing with it. So they're trying to shorten people so they can keep more of their money. Instead of just, losing most of their money because they don't need half of it to survive. They need less than 1/4 of it to survive because that's how much fucking money they're making. It's ridiculous. Fucking hell, Bungie, what the fuck? But whatever. I realize all of this is hard news, especially following the success we have seen with the final shape. Yeah, you're still doing this. Interesting. But as we've navigated the broader economic realities over the last year. Dude, I am stuttering like crazy. My voice is all fucked up. And after exhausting all our other mitigation options, that's a lie. I know that for a fact. Because if it actually was that, then their higher-ups would be paid a lot less. Because I'm sorry, but they don't do shit. For the amount of money some of them make, it's fucking ridiculous. They don't do shit. So, yeah, no. Full of bullshit. But okay. This has become necessary decision to refocus our studio and our business with more realistic goals and viable financials. In other words, Destiny 2 is not going to see anything major for a long time. That's what I'm hearing. Any changes, we're going to have the basic game we've been having for years. It's going to be the same shit. We're not going to have anything really crazy or new. We might get a new area. About it. They're not going to do anything crazy, it looks like. Maybe they will still, whatever they were planning, if it was really as crazy as they said it was, maybe they'll finish it off, but after that, it's going to be a dry dump yard of shit again, like it's been for years. So, fuck me in the bum. Let's continue. We are committing to 2 other major changes today that we believe will support our focus, leverage Sony's strengths, and create new opportunities for Bungie's talent. Okay. Voice is dying here, I apologize. First, we are deepening our integration with Sony Interactive Entertainment, working to integrate 155 of our roles, roughly 12%, into Sony Interactive Entertainment over the next few quarters. SIEA has worked tirelessly with us to identify roles for as many of our people as possible, enabling us together to save a great deal of talent that would otherwise have been affected by the reduction in force. Okay. Let's start off this problem. So if 220 people have been laid off, and that's 17%, and roughly 12% more of that is being basically not laid off, but being removed from Bungie and being put elsewhere in the works. They're being removed from Bungie and put somewhere else. Cool, I'm glad, good. Hopefully they're they actually are the talented ones that actually deserve to stay and get to be. But that's less people at Bungie. So we're losing, what is that, 29% of the company right there alone? That's rough as hell. We're losing a lot of people, and we know it takes a lot of people to make Destiny run, because fuck me, it ain't going anywhere with a lot of people, so maybe they think shrinking it will make it go better. It's gonna make it a lot worse, but whatever. Second, we are working with PlayStation Studios leadership to spin out one of our incubation projects, an action game set in a brand new science fantasy universe, to form a new studio within PlayStation Studios to continue its promising development. So what this means is they're taking even more people away from Destiny, putting them in their own company, making their own new studio. They might still somewhat be tied to Bungie, but they're not going to be working on any Bungie projects. They'll be working on their own projects. Bungie will still have ownership of them, obviously, probably, more than likely, but they're not going to be part of them helping with Destiny and shit, which means we're losing even more people. How many are we losing there? Like, goddamn, what the fuck? It's cool, I guess, but at the same time, no. This will be a time of tremendous change for our studio. Oh, really? No shit. Let's unpack how we ended up in this position. It's important to understand how we got here. Horrible money management. Horrible money management. Okay, I get inflation's a thing. We all feel it. We all fucking hate inflation right now. It is fucking ridiculous. But I'm sorry. Even with inflation, people have done the numbers about what their numbers they release and the numbers that we can get from simple math. And we realize somewhere somebody's taking a huge amount of their profit and just eating that shit up. That shit was all over the place when the first layoffs happened. All the info and shit was being released and shit. And, yeah. Bullshit, Bungie. Let's see your bullshit you're going to claim it is this time. But let's go. For over 5 years, it has been our goal to ship games in 3 enduring global franchises. To realize that ambition, we set up several incubation projects, each series of senior development leaders, from our existing teams. We eventually realized that this model stretched our talent too thin, too quickly. It also forced our studio support structures to scale to a large level than we could realistically support, given our 2 primary products in development, Destiny Marathon. Sure. Additionally, and so in other words, let's put it simply, what they're saying is they hired a whole bunch of people that they couldn't afford, but they did it because they thought it was the best for the game. And now they can't afford it because they didn't manage their money right because they hired so many people. That's what they're blaming it on. Is, we did too much too soon. Instead of, somebody's stealing all the fucking money out of the company, and that's why we're broke as hell, because they're not managing worth of shit. The truth, but whatever. Additionally, in 2023, our rapid expansion ran headlong into a broad economic slowdown. I do like they pointed out specifically 2023, because that's when it did hit. But it did also hit before that quite a bit, if you remember, when it started happening, you remember. So, yeah. It was a bit rough. It's been a bit rough. Fucking, it's really bad right now. Inflation is a hell of a problem. But, yeah. It's nice that they at least point out there is inflation. But trying to blame it all on that is kind of funny. Especially on the fact that we hired too much. Oh, then money managed better? But okay. A sharp downturn in the games industry. Which is true, the games industry have seen a lot of fucking hits lately, which does suck. But again, money management helps a lot. Our quality miss of Destiny 2 Lightfall and the need to give both Final Shape and Marathon the time needed to ensure that both projects deliver at the quality our players expect and deserve. We were overly ambitious. Our financial safety margins were Dude, my English today is getting worse. I don't know what's wrong with me. I am stuttering like crazy. It's been all day. It's getting out of hand. Anyways, they were fucked up basically exceeded, and we began running in the red. If you had a good money manager, that shit could have never happened. So who the fuck's managing the books? Because damn, bro, it's their job to prevent that from happening. The moment it even shows a single potential problem, they're supposed to warn and shut down shit. So either the people running the books are doing it right, and the higher-ups are just ignoring them, which good job, or the money people are lying through their teeth. So if something wrong there, it's kind of obvious who the problem is. It's not rocket science when their job's to manage the books, and they're fucking up the books. Derp. After this new trajectory became clear, we know we need to change our course and speed, and we did everything we could to avoid today's outcome. That's bullshit. Even with exhaustive efforts undertaken across our leadership and product teams to resolve our financial challenges. These steps were simply not enough. Because you don't know how to manage shit. Fucking Christ. I know I'm saying it a lot, but that's the truth to it, okay? Like, holy fuck, it is not rocket science. All you have to do is have good math, which it's literally a few people's job. Like, there's probably anywhere between, I don't know, I'd say probably 4 or 5 to maybe 6 or 7, maybe 8 people that are in charge of the books. They're in charge of different sections of the books. Their job is to do the math, figure out how much money they're burning, how much money they have to burn, how much money they might be excessively burning when they don't need to, and then giving it to the higher-ups and telling them, hey, this stuff's got to be cut. But instead, they didn't do that, it seems. Or if they did, the higher-ups didn't care. This shit could have never happened if people were in charge of the money system and were good at their job. Every company has people that's in charge of the books for a reason. They're good at math for a reason. They're good at the numbers for a reason. It's their job. So who the fuck's fucking this up? Is it the higher-ups or the people in charge of the money are fucking it up? Somebody's fucking it up and somebody should be fired. Because one of the two is fucking it up, or maybe both of them are fucking it up. I don't know. Kind of makes me think fraud might be involved. And I know that's like, why I jumped to that conclusion? Because this is happening twice within a few months, and it makes no sense. Well, it's been quite a few months, but still, it makes no sense. Layoffs usually don't happen if there's good money management. The only reason layoffs happen is usually when you're in a recession or depression, which we are kind of in a recession right now. It's kind of obvious because of the inflation and all that. But that's what the first layoff should have been. But when those layoffs happened, they should have been then able to register money management and be able to register what the money problem was and fixed it by then. But they didn't. Instead, it's now gotten worse where they've released even more people from their grasp and gotten rid of more. Which means, who the fuck's in charge? I'm sorry, but it's not rocket science. I'm not some scientist. I'm not some genius fucking mathematician, some genius money guy. But I'm sorry, even a retard can figure this out. And I don't care if people are mad about that. Fuck you, YouTube, if you censor that or get me in trouble for that. That's the truth. An idiot can figure it out, then a motherfucking smart person can figure it out. So what the fuck's going on here? Bungie, your money management shit. You were crashing your game. This game will fail because of that. In multiple aspects. One, people will stop playing it because they've already stopped playing it. The fact that some brand new game that has barely any content has done better, which it does have more than I mean. That's understandable. It actually has a lot of content. I'm wrong about that. But still, it's doing way the fuck better. And yeah, new games do good for a while. But this game is absolutely on fire right now. And that's the first to send it. It is absolutely on fire. I'm loving it. I'm about to start making content on it personally because this shit's just getting bad for Destiny. They're just proving they're a bunch of idiots. I don't like it personally. It pisses me off because this game has such a potential on an insane level, but yet people don't know how to fucking do their job right. Somebody ain't doing it right, and that person should be fired. Any logical person would fire that person. Just saying, Bungie. I know it's a rant. I'm sorry for the rant. It's pissing me off. These people shouldn't be fired. It sucked the first, well, laid off. The first group shouldn't have been laid off. It's complete fucking bullshit the second group's having to be. Because that whole reason the first one they said was to money manage it. And yet, here we are. Still the same problem. 6-ish plus months later. Actually, yeah, it's more than 6 months. Because it was last year fucking before they released Onslaught, right? Which was a few months. It was like 4 months before fucking the New Year. So 4 or 5 months, something like that. So yeah, we're about to be a year around and they're still having the same fucking issue. Negative, Bungie. Negative. Whatever. As a result, today we must say goodbye to incredible talent, colleagues, and friends. I love how they give the most basic bitch answer. Sorry, but that's literally a scripted answer. Everyone knows that's a scripted fucking answer. That's like what every company does. That's literally the baseline every company does. I guarantee this motherfucker didn't even know half of them. I guarantee he didn't know 90% of the ones that were fired. Because why does he care? It's not his problem. He ain't getting fired as far as he cares. This will be a challenging time at Bungie, and we'll need to help our team navigate these changes in the weeks and months ahead. So now, in other words, they're saying, oh, if the content's not great, it's because we have no one working here because we don't know how to money manage. But they want our sympathy. I'm not giving sympathy. Fuck that. Not to Bungie. To the people that got fucking laid off, yeah, that's fucking bullshit. They shouldn't have been. But to Bungie, nah, fuck those higher-ups, dude. I'm sorry. Fuck them. This is bullshit. This is massive bullshit. Like, fucking hell. What the fuck are you doing with your money? Because it sure as hell ain't spending it right. That's obvious. So now we're going to watch the Destiny community, watch the truth of this game just fail. Maybe we get lucky and the next year is good. Maybe. Just maybe. Doubtful. By this looks of this, we're going to get shit because they don't really start working on shit until like right now and they start working on the next season. And yeah, they got some stuff pre-made, but overall they don't start the hard work until halfway through this season, according to their charts, what they said they do. So, fuck me, they're laying off people in the middle of the work of the new season. Shit, we about to have a fucking shitty season. It's going to be half done. There's going to be holes all over the place. There's going to be weird moments. It's going to be like, what the fuck's this? All over the place. This shit going to be a shit show and a half. So dumb. This will be a hard week, and we know that our team will need to process, to ask questions, and absorb this news. What about the community, motherfuckers? I mean, I'm sorry, but the communities are just as important as the people that make the game, because the community is what allows the game to exist. Without us, the game don't exist. It's that simple. And without them, the game don't exist. It is a double-edged sword, it's an Ouroboros. It's a fucking Ouroboros. It's an infinite snake. Seriously. Without us, there's no them. Without them, there's no us. It's that simple. And over the next several weeks, we will host team meetings and town halls, team breakout sessions, and private individual sessions to ensure we are keeping our communication open and transparent. Communication open, transparent. Bungie will continue to make great games. Not at this rate. At this rate, you're going to be, before the fucking next year's over, you will be fucking gone. Bungie will fail and cease to exist. I feel like that's where they're going here. I think the reason they created this secondary company to the side is so that way they have somewhere else to go. They'll make games on them. They'll shut this game down. They'll shut all this shit down and act like nothing happened. They'll go to another one. It's a backup, basically, because they think this one's going to fail. That's why they're making a backup. Is it dumb? I don't know. Is it smart? I don't know. I think it's really dumb, personally. I think maybe you should fix the game that's making you the most money and maybe do good with it, and then maybe people would be actually happy. But, you know, whatever. Just me saying. We still have over 850 team members building Destiny and Marathon. So we know for a fact quite a bit of people went to Marathon. Quite a bit. So they say 850 working on both. That's cool and all, but how many is actually working on Destiny? Personally, I think it's less than 200. And I know people are like, what? Why? Why do you think that? Because think about it. Destiny as a whole is a set-in-stone system. They make things, it's all set in stone, the story, plot is all pretty much set in stone. They talked about how the storyline and stuff was made a long distance in advance, farther than the actual content being made. And the content's all pretty basic and simple. It all follows the same rules. Even this Echo shit follows the same rules as the old system. There's nothing new. There's nothing creative. There's nothing insane. So in reality, they don't really need that many people to work on it, in my opinion. I don't think it takes that much at all, because why would they? Whereas Marathon is a brand new game. They have to change things, adapt things, and introduce things. So I'm pretty damn sure more than half is working on Marathon, at least. A lot more than half. Personally, I think that is the truth. Destiny might be a live service game, but everything is so basic and simple now because everything follows the exact same pattern. They don't really need a lot. They really don't. And that's the sad truth to it. So yeah, Bungie for you. And we will continue to build amazing experiences that exceed our players' expectations. When is that going to happen? When are you going to exceed my expectations? Because you know what? They didn't exceed my expectations with fucking the final shape. The campaign? Yeah, I'll agree. The campaign was great. I loved it. I thought it was one of the best campaigns they've added. But you know what everything else was after that? A joke. Because you know what they did? They made crafting still the center of attention, which means the moment you get everything, the plants are pointless. Oh, we'll give you exotic class items to farm, but make them extremely fucking rare to get, and also make it where if you want one, you have to farm a fucking mission that takes 20 fucking minutes to get one. And now they're like, oh, well, once a week per character or whatever, you'll get an extra one now, but only once. Bitch, what? Oh, but we're also going to make it where random chests on the planet aren't going to drop as much. But overthrow chests will. But I have no reason to farm an overthrow chest because overthrow is pointless. Because I've already gotten everything crafted. The swords drop like fucking hotcakes, so I've already gotten the swords done. So why the fuck would I waste my time with overthrow? Why would I waste my time running the fucking chest all day when it takes over an hour most of the time to get a single one to drop? And yeah, you can do the AFK farm, macro farm, and you can get quite a few. But now they fixed that, or they're going to fix that soon. I don't know if it's fixed yet, or they're going to. So that's pointless. So they've got the same issue. There's no RNG, there is nothing. And then crafting is so dumb easy, it's pointless. Look at fucking First Descendants crafting system. It is intricate, it takes a huge amount of farming, it takes a lot of effort, and once you get one weapon done, you're like, oh, I don't farm again. No, you want to farm that weapon a second, third, fourth, fifth time. You want to farm every weapon 5 times so you can enhance it and make it better. It makes them better. Their perk, their unique ability becomes even stronger every time you enhance it. You can enhance it 4 times. So you need one, you need the first one, so you have it unlocked. And then you need 4 more. It's a total 5 weapons you have to craft. Insanely good. They made it worth it. Plus you have to get the material for all of them to craft, which makes it even crazier work. Like, they actually did a really good job. First did an insane job. Bungie had that. They had that great job. They had a really good farming mechanic. And they got rid of it because they said it was too hard. And now it's all the base materials you get easily. And Glimmer's shit to get, but it's easy to get in the long run. It really is. It's shit to get it, but it's easy to get. You just don't get a lot of it at a time. So they make restrictions. Instead of making more things craftable, making more things to craft, which is a better system because it means people have to farm and play more and do more to get more. Whereas this, oh, I jump in, get 5 red borders, I'm fucking done. Shit, I'm fucking done as fuck. What do I have to do now? No, it's stupid. This is a bad system and Bungie's failing. Overthrow was their solution and they said, fuck it. Overthrow was the system. Everyone loved Overthrow. It was challenging. It was unique. It gave good loot. It gave some great perk weapons. It gave some unique weapons. Some weapons we hadn't seen in a long time. So there was nostalgia, don't get me wrong. But yes, that's the point. We expected that type of thing to happen again, and instead we got what we got this season. Which is not a bad activity, don't get me wrong, the base version's trash, but the higher up one gives a lot of loot, and I actually do enjoy it. But they're all crafted weapons, so pointless. And yeah, there's some of the weapons from the old thing you can farm that aren't craftable, and they're enhanceable, but most of them are kind of trash. I'm sorry, I love that those weapons from that season, but this time around, they suck. They're not that great. There's only a couple that are really worth shit. The rest are meh at best. So, just saying, Bungie, you kind of fucked it up. Anyways, there will be a time to talk about our goals and projects, but today is not the day. Today we're focused on supporting our people. Well, you did a great job at that. That's why you're kicking them all out, huh? I'm sorry for the rant. It's just, I think this is the dumbest shit ever. This should never have happened. It was dumb in the first time around, but the second time around, it's just pointless. There was such a pointless thing. Nothing should have happened like this again. Because that was the whole reason the first thing happened, was to prevent shit like this. And then they still did it, and they did it even worse. How do you fuck that up? That's all I'm saying. How do you fuck that up? That's the video. I'm sorry for ranting. It's probably like a 20-minute video. If you do watch it till the end, thanks. If you do, type in the comments what you think. Let me know. If you think this is dumb as well, let me know. If you think I'm wrong and I'm not doing my math right or something, or you think I'm wrong about how this works, let me know. I'd love to know, because in my opinion, I think it's pretty obvious where the problem is and where the problem needs to be solved. But maybe I'm wrong. Let me know. You have a good day. We out. Adios. That's the end of the video. I do apologize for the rant, but this shit's driving me crazy. Fucking Bungie. You have a good day. We out.